Moving to the task details now, we are going to use the cloud-based editor found at vectr.com. So get into this address and this should be the page you see. If this is your first visit here, you are going to be required to register for a free account. So you should see sign up in here. Click on that and complete using your email address to get to use the online version of the editor. So click on use online, and this is what we are going to do at this stage, which is starting with a new artwork. So new artwork, and we could go with the print and select A4 size. The size doesn't really matter because we are interested in the design. However, it's good to start with something that's standard, so A4 is good. And we are going to go ahead and create a new artwork. This is now our drawing canvas, and we'll start adding the design. I'm going to develop two designs here just to give you an idea what you could do, but the possibilities are really endless. I'm aiming to make a key fob in this case, or a small hanging pendant. So I'm going to start with a circle, and ultimately I want to go with an oval shape. So I have selected the shape, and now I use my mouse pointer to click and hold to move on. I will adjust the size a little bit, but I can also enter the dimensions there, and I will be doing that. First, I will unlock the aspect ratio because I want different values for width and height. For width, I'm going to go with 80 millimeter, and I have just typed this using my keyboard. For height, I'll go with 30. So this is the base of the key fob that I'm aiming to design, and I can just click on it and move it wherever I want. I can hold Control on the keyboard and use the scroll to zoom in and out, and I can also do the same thing here using the view control, zoom in and out. Scrolling is also going to move things around. Now that looks like a good base, but I'll need to refine it a little bit. I'm interested on having only the outer parameter. That is going to be the border where the laser is going to follow and cut. So I'm going to change the border here. First, I will enable the border, and we'll change its color to maybe black. I will change its size to something that we can see easily. So 0.5 millimeter is something we can use. I don't want a color internally, so we could either select white here, for example, or you can type it in the hexadecimal, or you can just move here around the pointer, but ensure you are getting this value, or select white from there. This looks like a good parameter to follow. I just need a hole if I want to hang this somewhere. So let's go and introduce another circle. And this circle automatically came in the white color that I have just selected. So before I lose it, because it's white on a white paper, let's go and enable the border and set it to maybe 0.5, and now it is visible. While this circle is still selected, or I can even select it back, let me change the size now to 5 width and 5 height, and all these dimensions are in millimeters. Cool, well this is a hole, but it's not really in where I want it to be. Now I can use the alignment tool. I will click and hold and move my mouse pointer to select everything on the canvas. Or I can also use Control A, Control plus the letter A on the keyboard to select all. If I want to get out of the selection, just hit Escape on the keyboard. So Control plus the letter A, and now I do have some options related to alignment in here. I'll just show you, for example, if I align to the center vertically, the circle now in the center, I want it really to align in the middle horizontally, and then maybe to the side, because I want a hole. Well, this looks good, but the problem is if the laser cuts on the black line, I will end up with a gap there at that joining point. So I'll select that smaller circle and I'll use my keyboard arrows to move it around, let's say, 4 positions. If you go more in depth with this platform, you will be able to set even your X and Y positions. Now we got the hole sorted, it's time to add your design. Text is something you probably want to make use of by using your initials, your name, or whatever you want. I'm going to write engineer for day here. And we can always work out with the scale and work out how this is going to appear in our key fob. As with normal engineering, design is based on existing designs. So engineers and designers spend hours and days and months developing very complicated designs, and you can just build on top of that rather than making a start from scratch. So here we can import files or images, but let's start by getting one. Our next stop is going to be this website, open clip art. So let's say a car. Now the important bit is the image you want to import is going to be silhouette format, and that's basically something you can scale it in and out without having pixels involved. So let me use this one. You can see there's a large selection, there are multiple pages, and you can search anything you want. I'm going to go with this. I want to download the SVG or a vector file. So you can right click, save link as, and I'm going to save it here in this folder. As you can see, I have already downloaded a couple. Let's download this in, and that's already there. Get back to the design, and it's time to upload that image. This is the one I have just downloaded, and I'm going to open it there. Okay, cool. I'm just going to scale this a bit to be like that. Again, if it's fully solid, just like this is likely to end up by, depends of course on the laser cutter setting, this might end up with engraving the full area. Or you could have an outline of this. So the same way, we are going to add a border, we add the color, and then remove the color from the car itself. And we could end up with the car outline in this case, or any other shape you select. While we are here and almost done, I would like to show you another option to do this. So I'm going to use the same image, but this time I'm going to use the image as or the car as outline for my key fob. And again, it's not a must use the car, it could be anything. I'm going to lock here the aspect ratio and the dimensions, and I'll set the width to 80 millimeters, very similar to the key fob outer oval shape of 80. Now I want a border here, no color there, and I'm going to use this outline as a cutout. I'll need a circle just like that, so I could go and make a new one of 5 by 5. It's going to end up white, so let me add a border for it. That's black, and then let's adjust the size to 5. And now I'll select, probably I'll keep it in the middle of the wheel there, it will match the design, or even here. And this is where I'm going to hang my key fob or this pendant. I can use a text as well. I'm going to copy, and I have just done a Control-C to copy and Control-V in the keyboard to copy this. And I'm placing the text right there. You can use the alignment tool. You can even use the pencil or the pen tools to draw your outline or draw the details of your design. And that's really it. Time to share it with us. So you can do that by exporting. And we want to download the file in SVG. Something else which you can also do, and it's going to be really useful, is to share this file using a link that you can get it from a setting. This is the snapping, grid and snapping, to show you the grid and make life easier sometimes with drawing. From setting, you can get this link, and this can be shared with others to work on the same design, or share it with us as you complete your task as a proof of completion, and also for us to access it, download it, and manufacture it if your design is selected to be manufactured. That should be it with the task. Feel free to push the limits and come up with your very unique design. Play around with the software and show us what you can end up with.